is a news show.
Sup, Nation? Hope you are having an awesome Wednesday. My name, of course, is Philip DeFranco, and this is where I talk about news type stuff and things that matter to me today. And I want to talk about something that it makes me angry because it's stupid. There's a fitness blogger, now mommy, by the name of Caroline Eriksson. On top of being a fitness blogger, she's also a journalist and the 26-year-old wife of Norwegian Premier League player Lars Christian Eriksen. And the reason she's in a story is about 4 days after she had her baby, she posted this picture. The caption reads, "I feel so empty and still not 4 days after birth." To which I'm like, wow, you must have amazing genes. I've heard some ladies' bodies just snap right back, but wow. But some people out there did not share my sense of wonderment, and that were some mommy bloggers. The only group of women more terrifying to me than the beauty guru community. Which, if you've never seen those girls tear each other apart on forums and websites, like, I would rather fall in a pit of rabid dogs. The main point, one of the mommy bloggers, specifically Mamma Mia blogger Rebecca Sparrow, wrote, "The competition for women to give birth and then immediately remove any trace from their bodies that they ever carried a child is obscene. This is not a selfie. This is an act of war." Then another parenting site said, "Why is she taking these pictures? She should be cuddling her baby." And all of this made me beg that scientific question, why bitches always hating on bitches? I kid with the bitch talk. I like to just talk like that every now and then, but why do ladies always tear down ladies? If Erickson had come out of the gate going, "Why you guys fat fatties?" it's a whole different thing, but it's 2013. People share their lives, and also as far as why is she not cuddling, she also shared a picture of her cuddling her child. You know how long a picture takes? Probably like, I don't know, less time than it takes for you to masterfully craft your outrage. And mommies and ladies in general need to understand that yes, all women are built differently, they snap back differently, some don't. Some have busier, harder lives, but why do we gotta jump to hate? Health is a very important issue. I am overweight. I am trying to fix it. It's partially because I want to live a healthier, happier life, and I also want to be a good example to my future son. And we should continue to preach that you should love yourself, but not off of the backs of hating people. Like, if you're gonna get angry at anyone, something that pissed me off the other day was this tech blogger that I met like a long time ago, Hermione Way, said, "Never trust a fat person." And I've been a fat person long enough to resist the urge to go, "Bitch, fuck yourself." And I make jokes because that is what us fat people have to do. And I guess the main point of the story isn't don't hate in general, but like, if you're gonna hate something, have a good legitimate reason. There's so many reasons to dislike people. Why choose the stupid ones? Because most of the time, you're usually just frustrated with your own situation and you're projecting out on someone that is more notable. So that's just kind of my piece on that. And from there, I want to share some stuff that I found and loved in Today in Awesome, sponsored by Netflix.com/PhillyD. You use that URL, you get a free month of in-streaming movies, and it helps out the show. And there's really no better time to sign up because it was just announced that House of Cards Season 2, February 14th, 2014. If you have not seen the first season, fix that. It's a Netflix exclusive. It is amazing. And the first bit of awesome is actually an awesome tire commercial that it came out today. There was a secret message in. In the commercial, there's a girl at the end of the road and it's all dark, but then today someone zoomed in on her hand and it actually turns out she's signing something. And I just love the internet because then people who knew sign language said that she was saying "the only one who," but that's all she signed, and there was like a dead end for 1 hour until someone thought they heard mumbling, raised the audio with the video, and then finished the sentence. So check it out. Here's the version without the captions or the raised audio. And that, my friends, is how you make a large portion of your audience hate you for just even like a minute. To the people who knew it was coming, yes, we've been on the internet a long time and we expect these things. And to anyone that was in fact scared, the only way to not feel foolish and or angry is to do this to one of your friends. Have them watch the show, secretly film them in some way, and then after they get scared, give me their reaction. Then I had to share some awesome sent in by so many of you guys this morning, and that is a Spanish product by YouTubers by the name of We3 Productions. And to showcase their knowledge of the language, rather than making a boring video, they made a good telenovela kind of parody / one of your mom's stories. Just eat dinner, I'm watching my stories.
No es lo que parece. En realidad, es mucho peor.
The main point, it's pretty fantastic and worth a watch. And then, of course, we have our lovely lady of the day, as recommended by you guys, and I had to go get a time machine to find Miss Marilyn Monroe. I had never really taken the time to take a deep dive on photos of Marilyn Monroe, but oh my gosh, there's something so beautiful and open and then confident and then tragic about her pictures. I can definitely understand why she was such a sex symbol for her time. And if you'd like to see a sexy time gallery of Miss Marilyn Monroe, as well as anything else I share today, a link to that down below. Then a news that makes me happy because every time, like regardless of if it's right side up or not, it always takes me 3 times to get a USB to fit properly. Because news came out today that the next USB will be reversible, just like the Thunderbolt cable for all the new Apple products. Except it'll be for the whole industry and not just Apple products because it's not a money grubbing thing. The new USB connector is called Type-C. It will go in that way, it'll go in that way. It won't go in that way unless you give it a glass of wine, but only one glass of wine because you want it to be its decision. Reportedly, Type-C will be around the size of a micro USB, and of course the bad side to this is that your system that has the current USB will then be obsolete. You know, that happens as technology advances. You can't just stick with something because it's convenient, even though it's kind of sort of inconveniently convenient. So as long as these adapters aren't like the $30 abominations from Apple when they made their change, I welcome this with open arms and open wallets. Then, in super happy fun time news from the UN's International Atomic Energy Agency, thieves in Mexico have stolen a truck carrying dangerous radioactive materials. Something the UN referred to as extremely dangerous, that being cobalt-60. It's often used in hospitals during radiotherapy and also sterilizing instruments. And while cobalt-60 can't be used to make a normal nuclear bomb, it can make a dirty bomb, which the whole goal there is to spew a bunch of radioactive material. The truck was carrying this radioactive material from a hospital in Tijuana to a waste disposal site, and it was stolen just outside of Mexico City. And as of right now, the Mexican authorities are investigating the situation, but really here's the question: did they know what they were stealing or not? Because that's what matters. You hear radioactive material, Mexico, you're thinking, okay, is it some sort of terrorist cell? Is it a cartel? Because interestingly enough, something like this happened back in 1987. Scavengers went through an abandoned hospital, taking whatever they could get. They took this thing. It wasn't cobalt-60, it was something else. It was still a radioactive material. They didn't know what it was. It got punctured. 4 people died. 290-ish people were contaminated. Time magazine even called it one of the world's worst nuclear disasters. So the main point, America, don't worry, it'll probably never pass the border. We're like super good at stopping stuff. And nation, and also when I say nation, I obviously mean the world, the DeFranco nation. We are all together. The last thing I want to talk about today is America and the rest of the world. The reason for that is America and how it's viewed has been changing, especially inside of its own country. Yesterday I talked about healthcare and how it compares to people that live outside of the United States, and it was very interesting. Many people refer to their healthcare as free, even though it's taken out of taxes unless they don't have a job, in which case, yay, free! And people talked about the ups and the downs of the situations, and it was very eye-opening. I don't know if I've gone through the comments as much this past year as I did yesterday. And so that's why I found the last thing I want to talk about so interesting, because America doesn't seem to really want to mess with the rest of the world now. According to a Pew poll, which has been measuring public opinion in the United States since 1964, a record high percentage of Americans agree with a statement: the US should mind its own business internationally and let other countries get along the best they can on their own. This year that came in at 52%, with 38% saying they straight up disagree, everyone else falling in the middle. And then with the statement, we should not think so much in international terms, but concentrate more on our own national problems and building up our own strengths and prosperity here at home, a record high 80% agreed, with only 16% disagree. If you look at both charts, you'll notice that there are drastic changes after September 11. And I found it very interesting because as an American, internationally, I'm in an odd place. I remember when I did DeFranco Does Arizona, someone said, you know, when you go overseas, do you use like a Canadian patch? And my answer to that is no. I'm not ashamed to be an American, and if anything, I want people to see like, this is how one of the Americans act, and not maybe like what you probably think. But at the same time, with so many people that could potentially hate me just because I am from this country, I kinda do want to see what happens if I put up some popcorn and we see how the world sorts itself out. Because I do believe there needs to be an understanding that while this is considered like an isolationist movement, it's not so much an isolationist movement. We're not just like cutting off all ties. This is maybe less isolationism and more non-interventionalism. Is that a word? The idea that when something happens in the Philippines or Haiti and there's a huge disaster, we don't help, and when there's like a big civil war or religious war or something like that, we don't intervene. We let, you know, the world happen, and we focus on ourselves. Why is gun violence so bad in Chicago? Why are there like tons of people on the street that have no homes, can't eat? And nation, that's what I'd love to know. The world is a big, complicated, gray space, and I'm very interested if you believe that America should stay out of everything, that we should focus on being isolationist. Also, if America stops giving money to a bunch of countries and we lose our bases and our footholds in there and we become a little blind, like what does that mean for the long term? Or no, it is the unofficial responsibility of, you know, the powers that be, the main powers, to help those in need, to stop killing when it's happening. Even if history has shown us that when one guy that was killing a bunch of people was deposed, that just another guy came in and he killed a bunch of different people. And so I'm very interested to know what you guys think, along with the comment if you want to let me know where you're from. That's also helpful. Oh, and I guess also a final note, I know a lot of you guys are taking finals right now, and I just wanted to let you know, make sure you pass your finals, because if you don't, you're gonna be poor, no one's ever gonna love you, and you're just gonna end up in the street addicted to drugs. Or a YouTuber who reports on news every day, so I don't know which one's worse for you. And to possibly be pelted with a $50 gift card to 4humanpeoples.com. Leave a comment down below. Maybe while you're at it, hit the like button, favorite, subscribe. And thanks again to the sponsor of today's show, Netflix.com/PhillyD. You use that URL, you get a free month of in-streaming movies, and it helps out the show. And of course, as always, my name's Philip DeFranco. You've just been filled in. I love your faces, and I'll see you tomorrow.